Learn how to create, sustain, and scale up your print-on-demand business with the latest tips, guides, and strategies to help you start selling and making money today. Welcome to the Sales on Demand Show. And here's your host, Adam Schneider.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 25. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? We are 1/4 of the way to 100 episodes and almost at 1/2 a year of podcasting. So I really hope that you're getting some value out of this, because otherwise I'm just sitting here talking to myself. But that's okay, because, if you don't talk to yourself, then no one else will talk to you. All right, so episode 25. Got to do something special for that. It's some kind of milestone or something like that. So, naturally I will. I got something good for you guys today. Plus, a couple of interesting updates and some, good news, bad news for me, based on some things that I've been doing lately that are not turning out the way that I had expected them to. And this is part of selling online things that pop up that you don't expect. So you got to deal with these things. So right now it is, I don't know how much before Father's Day, 2 weeks before Father's Day. It's Monday, June 3rd, 2019, the year of our Lord. And Father's Day selling should be in full swing. It is not really in full swing for me because most of the stock that I have ordered for Father's Day has not arrived at Amazon, which is really annoying but not completely unexpected. This is sort of the catch-22 that I was in this year. Last year, I really had nothing special going on for Father's Day, so I was just sort of finding my way through the fog of selling and getting my feet underneath me. This year, I was like, I know what's going to sell. So I ordered those products, had them sent in. They're still not there yet, and it's been a month since I ordered them, but that is totally normal. And if you were selling on Amazon and buying from China, it can take 3 months for your stuff to get there. It's shipped by sea usually, like it's coming over on a boat. So the fact that my stuff comes from inside the U.S. is actually a huge benefit for me. Particularly, coming Christmas time, I don't have to buy $100,000 worth of stock, at least not right away. Probably by this Christmas time, I'll be spending a lot of money on stock, but we're not there yet. So, things have been going really well. Like I said, not doing as well as I did on Mother's Day, but that's because the things that I had ordered had not come in on time. And I didn't really know what was going to sell for Father's Day until I saw what was selling for Mother's Day. And as you can probably guess, Mother's Day and Father's Day are so close together that the trends from one tend to sort of bleed on to the other one. But the problem is that, if you don't catch that trend right away and then be like, oh yeah, and order your stuff like instantly. I probably should have ordered basically the minute I saw some of these products selling. I should have ordered them right then, and they might have been arriving just now. I do have one item that's arriving just now. Amazon is moving it between one fulfillment center to the other, which is annoying, but that's what they do, so fine. But I didn't know. And in this game, it's the long game that counts. So even if you lose out on an opportunity to sell at one time of year, if you've got a product that could sell during Father's Day, it will also sell at Christmas. Unless, of course, it is a specific Father's Day item, in which case, obviously it will only sell at Father's Day, but I don't recommend that you create items that are very specifically for one holiday unless you are selling them through paid advertising. So it's shaping up to be an extremely busy summer for me, but a really nice summer. and I've been trying to get my hands on a camper. I bought one. It's a fifth wheel. I can't seem to find a hitch that will actually go into my truck, though. So I've been having some challenges with that, but I mean, those are first world problems, so I won't bore you with that. But let's just say that it's a bit of a distraction right now. I've got a hitch sitting in the back of my truck that I have to install myself, because no way am I going to pay someone $300 to drill 8 holes in my truck. I know how to do that. I used to be a farmer. I know how to do that stuff. So I thought I'd mention a few things that I've been seeing online. So as you probably have guessed, I do follow Facebook posts. There's a lot of new sellers coming into the low-hanging system. It's really great to see you guys. If you guys are not familiar with the low-hanging system, it is a fantastic way to sell. It's basically how I got started selling print on demand, and so far print on demand is all I do. So the low-hanging system was the bread and butter of what I do, and I've gone beyond the system now. I've started to sort of forge my own path and create and do things that no one else is doing and make mistakes that no one else is making. So there's going to be a link in the description if you want to join up with me on the low-hanging system. I highly recommend you do. In fact, the course that I'm going to be releasing probably in a month or two here, it's going to be a major part of it. And if you want to, like when you buy the course, you're going to get the low-hanging system program for free. So when you buy both, I'm going to reimburse you the money. I'm going to pay you to take the course, because that's how valuable it is. I don't kid around when I say that it really is the foundation of what I do here. I'm not using, salesy language. I'm not trying to sell you on this because I might make a little bit of money if you buy the course. I really believe that it is a fantastic program, and not even for the training, for the ongoing coaching, for everybody in the group. It's just important for you to know what's going on with Amazon, and the only way for you to know is to be in contact with other sellers. And there's 6,000 people in the Facebook group. So it's a huge group of people, and we're all doing the same thing. So we all kind of see the same things happening. If there's a hiccup with Amazon, if something's not working, you find out there first. So that's why that's such a valuable thing. So moving on to a little bit of I don't want to call it a mistake, but it was a bit of an oversight on my part. So I have a couple of suppliers that I use to sell, to create my products that I send into Amazon. So one of my suppliers is a place called Discount Mugs, and it's just a regular, it's a place that prints a whole bunch of different printed items. They do everything, like water bottles, pens, just anything you could think of that's printed on, they do it, and they do it in massive bulk. Apparently they have a huge number of orders every day. So what I've been doing is I've been having them ship the items to a prep company, and the prep company puts them in a box, puts a label on them, and sends them to Amazon. It's actually quite a bit more simple than you would think, although it did take some time to set up, and I had to sort of put all the moving parts together. But now that it's together, I've, up until this point, been pretty happy with what I'm getting from this company that's printing these mugs. It's not the same type of printing, though, that Custom Happy does. And there is a bit of a problem, because the quality control is lacking. I've been getting people who have been emailing me and saying, hey, I just bought this mug, and, this thing's peeling off. What should I do? And I'm like, what? The printing's peeling off? That's not right. Because right on the website is a guarantee, like, it won't fade, it won't peel off, it's, dishwasher safe. I mean, it should be like every other printed mug out there. I mean, this is a big company, and this is what they do for a living. You'd think that, part of their whole game plan would be quality control. You pick the mug up off the thing, whatever the printing thing looks like, and you look at it and you say, yeah, that looks right. It printed fine. And if it didn't, then you put it aside and you say that one's no good. And I'm paying about $1.20 per mug, but I'm buying a lot of mugs, and there's other costs involved. So, I'm sending these guys a ton of business, and I'm buying a lot of units from them. And the fact that they're not checking these items before they go out the door is disappointing. And the fact that there is units going out that are not perfect bugs me, because I do not run a business where things go wrong. When a customer gets a product that they buy from me, it's perfect, or they get their money back. That's just how it goes. I don't sell crap. I don't sell junk. I don't accept a 1 or 2% defect rate. I just do not accept that. It is not acceptable for there to be defective units in my stock. I will not accept that. I do not accept that. So I basically went online today and sent a sternly worded email to their support team. Haven't heard back yet. But if I don't hear back, there's going to be another letter going out, and then there's going to be somebody. I do have a phone number. I've been, I do have contacts in the company that I've spoken to directly. They're going to be getting probably a little bit of an earful from me about why some of these products are having flaws in them, because, I'm not paying $2 or $3 a mug for crap. I just won't do that. So I've come up with a solution, and I think the solution is just going to have to be an inspection. So I'm going to have my prep company inspect the units before they go out and just see if there's any defects, any visible defects in these units, and then I might have to just say to customers, like, this is not dishwasher safe. So it's kind of a bummer. Like, again, they do fast turnaround, so that's good for me, because fast turnaround is really, really useful for me. Getting those mugs into Amazon in a timely fashion is one of the hugest roadblocks that I'm facing right now, and if I can overcome that and get good quality items into Amazon in a timely fashion, I will make loads of money. But it's just, there's struggles. So it's nothing that any other business owner hasn't experienced, but this is sort of the first time I've seen any flaws with this particular company. So there you go. I'm facing some struggles in my business, and I'm always honest with you guys. This is not something that just comes easily. These kinds of things, they take time to develop. You've got to be prepared for things to go wrong. You've got to be prepared for customers to come back to you and say, hey, listen, I received a product that wasn't very good. This product is garbage, and I want a refund, and I'm leave a terrible review from you, and they're just going to be incensed at this. So you have to be able to deal with that, because every company that I've ever dealt with that sends out print-on-demand mugs, every now and then they have a burp. And by burp, I mean they have something that goes wrong. A mug gets sent out that's not perfect, or it's just garbage, or it gets smashed on the way, or something like that. So you're just going to end up refunding money to people. That's just the way it's going to be. So you better just get ready for it, mentally prepare for it, and be okay with it when it happens, because there's not much else you can do about it. You got to keep those customers happy. They are literally the only thing that matters. So I thought I'd talk today about research. How to research. I'm seeing that this is a huge thing that people do not know how to do. How to research and find, really even not the highest selling ideas, but even ideas that'll sell reasonably well. It's a massive learning gap in new sellers. I mean, other than the technical stuff, I'd say research is probably the absolute key to finding success in print on demand. I can't see any other thing. You could be the best graphic designer in the world. You could be a technical genius. You'd be like, yeah, I know how to code my my own HTML. I can create my own website from scratch. I've made my own Shopify theme. I've made my own WordPress theme. You could be good at all of those things, and you will find average success in print on demand if you do not learn how to research. I cannot emphasize how this fundamental thing makes it, your success will go from 2 units a day to 80 units a day. So I've been talking with a guy on Facebook. Won't tell you his name, doesn't matter. He's a high-end seller. He hit me up for advice on how to do something, and I thought, oh, here's another new seller here. Some schmuck just calling me up to try and pick my brain and get some free advice. Yeah, I get people doing that all the time. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me to give people advice. At some point, I'll probably have to stop doing it because there will literally be so many people doing it that I just won't have time. But at this point in time, if you add me on Facebook and you message me, I'll answer you. It's pretty sweet for you. Nothing in it for me, but I like talking to people. So anyway, this guy hits me up. He's like, so any way that you can sort of, guide me through this process? And I'm like, okay, I think I have a video for you. Here's a link to it. And then he starts sharing some insanely valuable information with me. And I thought, wow, this guy is better at this than I am, probably by a factor of like 2 or 3. And I'm not ashamed to admit that there are people out there that are just insanely good at some aspect of this, and they find tremendous amounts of success through this. So he shared with me his sales volume. He's doing, multiples of 10 to the power, he's doing not quite 100 units a day, but he's doing a lot. And I won't tell you any other details. I don't want to, lay out his business plan, everything there. But he's doing really well. And the key to his success, it's not where he's selling, it's what he's selling. He is extremely good at research. And in about 5 minutes, he proved it to me by going and finding a trending item. And he said, here, I'll give you this for free. This item has gone up in, there's 2,500% more searches for this item right now than there was, a month ago. And I'll be honest, the tool that he was using is a tool that I've used before. It's a free tool. It's literally provided for free by Google. I bet most of you probably have maybe heard of this tool, but maybe you didn't know what it was. Some of you might never have heard of this tool, but it is far more valuable for print on demand than I ever expected, because it shows you trending searches online. And if you see something trending on Google, you better believe that it's trending on other search platforms. Amazon being one of them, Etsy being the other one. And of course, if you're selling on a platform that relies on search traffic, like Redbubble or Gearbubble or Google Shopping ads, the amount of search traffic for any particular thing is a extremely valuable piece of information to have. So I'm going to share this little tidbit with you. I'm not going to tell you how to use it. You got to go figure that out for yourself. It's not that hard to use this, but it's the Google Keyword Planner. So the Google Keyword Planner tells you the trending searches, and it tells you what's going up. But here's the thing, is you just got to start typing things in there to see what kind of searches are trending and which ones are sort of evergreen. And it'll give you an excellent idea of what you should be creating. And you don't have to be the one to create these designs, guys. I've never been the greatest graphic designer in the world, and I've bought lots and lots of designs from actual graphic designers. I don't have time to sit here and learn how to use Photoshop. I know how to use Photoshop in the most basic sense. I can take a photograph of myself and kind of cut myself out of it and then post it into another picture. That's not super useful in this line of work, but I can do the basics. But when it comes to actually creating designs, I pay someone to do that. And I'm going to be setting up a relationship probably at the end of summer with a graphic designer, and I'm going to be sending them trending search traffic, and I'll be like, okay, create some of this for me, create some of that for me, make me a design that says this. So Google Keyword Planner. Now, here's the thing. Because I advertise on Google, Google is going to give me a little bit more information about what's trending on Google searches. And that's just the way they are. They used to give you the graphs of the trending searches. It used to be free. But now I don't believe they do that unless you are actively advertising with Google. So I know it sucks, guys, but you know what? That's just the way it is, right? So here's the thing. Do not rely on one source of information. What you should be doing is you should be constantly mining through all of the keyword searches to see what's trending, what's cool, what's new, what's unique, and what you can use to create designs for your own print-on-demand platforms. So the three that I think are the most effective, and out of these three things, two of them are free, one of them is paid, and one of them is sort of half paid, half not paid. So obviously one of them is the Google Keyword Planner. That's the one that's sort of half paid, half not paid. You get a little bit better information if you are advertising with Google. They'll give you the graphs, you just get the Keyword Planner. So that's what I see when I log into the Keyword Planner. You will see the normal Keyword Planner. I don't know why Google does this. Google is weird. And advertising on Google is really complicated. Way more complicated than I'd ever imagined. And I haven't even begun to sort of absorb the complexities of advertising on Google. There's just so much data available. Like, they literally are the world's biggest search engine on the planet. And that's pretty big. So they have all the data in the world. And you can look at it all and sit there and be completely confused about it, like I do. So, the Keyword Planner. Give it a shot. See what just type in mug. Just see what comes up. T-shirt. See what comes up. Travel mug. See what you get. You're going to find quite a bit. So, the second thing, and this is a paid tool, is Merchant Words. Merchant Words is Amazon specific. They now have a kind of higher end paid program. They have a basic program and a high end program. And the basic program is good enough. If you're just getting started out, it's like $20 a month or something like that. I used to pay $9, but that was a discounted rate. I think it's normally between $20 and $30, which for a paid tool like Merchant Words is reasonable. It's kind of in the middle, average price. It's probably the only tool that you'd need if you were looking for paid tools. I wouldn't recommend anything else. And the third thing is, of course, Etsy. So you go on Etsy and you start doing searches. Search for gift for dad, gift for mom, gift for uncle, and just see what pops up. Now, there is another tool. There is a free version and a paid version. It's not essential, and I don't use it very much anymore. I used to, and it's called Etsy Rank. And if you're really into Etsy, and there are lots of people out there who probably are just crazy about Etsy, Etsy Rank is a really good way to just see what's trending on Etsy, but you don't really need it. If you know how to go on the regular Etsy site, not your store site, but just go on Etsy.com and just start doing searches, and you will see things pop up. So you kind of have to filter things. You got to look and see, which shops have the most reviews, and then you go into the reviews and you can see what people are leaving reviews for. And if there's something that's really trending, you'll start seeing a shop having lots of reviews for that item. And you'll know by looking at that's sort of a trending item. So that was a free and really valuable tidbit, guys. So don't waste it. So that is it for this episode. Finally, I did an episode sitting in my office, and I know that uploads have been mildly sporadic, but that is because I'm literally working every single weekend from here till further notice. So I just have to make do with what I got. All right, cheers, guys. We'll see you in a week.